Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Major Payne's Rockin' PrintCast. I am Major Payne. Hey, today we're going to take a minute and do a very high-level overview of AccurioPro Cloud Eye. AccurioPro Cloud Eye is Konica Minolta's real-time sharing and printer-agnostic color management via the cloud. That's what we're looking at right here is our AccurioPro Cloud Eye. Right now we're going to look at this Payne Itasca Cypress. So this is a printer set up in our system, which is our AccurioPress C14000. If you're not familiar with that, reach out to myself or your local rep, Konica Minolta rep. So what we're going to do here is just look at how this can be utilized to do color management for your machine, for any machine, like I said, printer agnostic. So what we would do here is to do a validation. I can't do it right now, but to do a validation, we would click on the validation icon, and that would allow us to run a validation chart against the G7 color space standard. If I click on history, it will show us the last, not only the last, but it'll show us data from our previous verifications. So like I said, this machine is set up for G7 color space. If you're not familiar with G7 color space or G7 in general, you can always Google it, but we're going to show you real quick here. So there's 3 levels of G7. There's grayscale, there's targeted, and there's color space. So this isn't a tutorial in G7 really, but G7 color space is the most stringent. It means that you are maintaining extremely tight tolerances throughout the whole color space. So going back over to our application, again, I'm in the history tab here, showing us that our last verification passed the G7 color space standard. And coming down here, it shows us a graph of our deltas over time. It shows us our densities, our dot gains. If I go back to our dashboard, and if I click on report instead of history, it's going to bring up the option to download a very detailed report in either PDF or spreadsheet format. So just to show you that, I'm going to hit download. We should get a PDF here down at the bottom. Open the PDF. Not going to go read this entire report to you. I don't think you want me to either. But again, looking at our machine, our C14000, looking at the G7 color space for the tolerance, and then all of our data, which shows us coming down here our dot gain characteristics, our max densities for color in black, tonality, gray balance, and all of the patches that were read for this verification process. If you can read all of that, that is awesome. Going back to the application, back to the dashboard. Again, this was a very high-level overview of AccurioPro Cloud Eye and the G7 standard. So if you have any questions, reach out to me, leave a comment, reach out to your local Konica Minolta rep, and I'm sure we'd be happy to get in more detail for you. Thank you, and have a rockin' day.